can tell, my whip, I don't know why I'm sounding exciting because they didn't actually fix shit. So they just had my fucking car for 2 weeks for no goddamn reason. But that ain't what I'm talking about today. Today, talking about what are you willing to sacrifice to reach your goals. It's something you actually got to think about. Like, I had to do that myself. I don't think I ever got to the, actually I got to the point I think once where I actually wrote down what I'm actually willing to sacrifice. And I kind of came to the realization that I don't care about much at all. Because like I'm damn near willing to sacrifice everything just to get to my goals, to get what I want out of life. Like there's a couple lines I'm not crossing, but for the most part, I need that. I need that dub. So like, hence me living in the whip right now. Turn this. Gave up being comfortable, and I want to say that was the most recent thing that I gave up because I was kind of holding on to that, just getting too comfortable. Like, it felt good getting off work, going home, take a shower, whip something up in the kitchen, and then just lay in the bed and watch YouTube or Netflix or whatever for a couple hours and go to sleep. And I was just doing that day after day after day. And I realized I wasn't really making no progress. Like, my money was going up because, you know, I'm always chasing bread. I was getting ass. As, you know, I don't know. Bitches like me for some reason. So I'm still getting girls, still getting money. But like having to call the bank ahead of time before I get there and make a withdrawal, like I'm nowhere near that. And that's where I want to be at. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to casually call them up and be like, hey yo, I need like a meal in cash. Hundreds. Fresh, crispy bills. Go ahead and order that. Bring that Brinks truck in. They deliver it to me, honestly. I feel like if I'm that good of a customer, y'all can drop it off to me. So yeah, being comfortable was definitely one of the things I had to give up. So as of yet, I'm just looking for more and more stuff to sacrifice so I can just clear my mind. Like, I work way better with empty headspace. A lot of dudes do, honestly. It's like one of the things I learned from, boy, I think it was Rollo Tomasi in his book, Ways of the Superior Man. I think that's what it's called. And he did this cool ass breakdown of the man brain versus the woman brain. And it was interesting because he compared your brain to a room. And he said for women, they can't handle, they feel uneasy when their room is empty. So they just fill it up with stuff. And they just keep filling it up until it's full. And when they don't have any more room left, then they just try to fill up other people's rooms with their stuff. Because it just makes them feel comfortable. And then men are the exact opposite. So men find peace when the room is empty. Like, ain't shit in that room. Just completely empty. And once I read that, I was like, damn, that makes sense. That's exactly how I feel. Because I thought back to, like, when I was a kid, man. And, like, I was living with my mom's. And she would just be, you know, she would decorate the house, which is normal. But then she'd go as far as, like, decorate my room and just putting shit in there that I didn't even like. And I'm like, well, why you doing this? Like, what? And why you even care? Like, what's in my room? Like, you're not in here ever. Like, I'm in this motherfucker more than anybody. So yeah, but hearing that quote or the explanation made so much sense to me. And man, it always stuck with me. He also broke down masculine and feminine, which is cool too, because he basically said everybody has both in them. it's really all about what you see normally is the balance between masculine and feminine when you meet somebody or interact with them. And in most relationships, it always plays out. One person is going to be way more masculine or way more feminine than the other one. And you can't really have two super masculine people or two super feminine people together because they're just going to clash all the time. And I had to think about that, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Because that is something I definitely noticed, especially with like gay couples. Like, you have like two chicks, one of them a stud, the other one's a femme. Makes sense. Two gay dudes. I've seen two like super flamboyant gay dudes like around each other. I don't know if they were actually in a relationship or they were just friends. But as far as like relationships I've seen, it's normally like a super flamboyant dude with like just a regular acting gay dude. Like, you wouldn't even know he was gay unless he told you. I'd see them match up. So I can definitely see there's some truth to that whole balancing out the masculine and feminine qualities. And he kind of broke down, like, as a man, obviously, you want to be more masculine than you are feminine. So hence the term masculinity is associated with men, femininity associated with women. So you don't want a super masculine woman as a masculine man. Like, it's just not going to work. Not going to work at all. So those are two of the things, man, that stuck with me with Tomasi. But yeah, man, back to that sacrifice. Like, you got to figure out, what are you willing to sacrifice to reach your goals? What's up, y'all down up in there? Comments. What's good? So, like, you had to sacrifice your friends. I've heard that a lot, like, growing up. You know, like, you are the closest 5 people you hang out with, spend the most time with. You basically the same as them. You know, the whole birds of a feather fly together type thing. And I can see that's definitely, that's a good way of explaining it, because on average I do see that play out a lot. Like, if your friends ain't shit, you probably ain't gonna be shit either. If you got hoe friends, you probably a hoe too. If you got rich friends, you probably got some money. So I'm not saying abandon your friends, but you might have to ease away from them. You know what I mean? Branch out, find some new friends. Do more stuff solo. Like, I know I do that all the time. Like, me and my homeboys, we all pretty close. But I learned a long time ago, like, when I really need to do something, I just break off from the group, do my own thing, and then I come back. So my move to Africa, when I moved to Kenya, all them motherfuckers made fun of me for doing that shit. But that was probably one of the best decisions in my life. I had fun out there. Bad bitches. Some of the baddest, man. That's one thing I noticed. Wasn't no fat people out there. Like, and this was back when I was small. I was like 185 maybe. And I was the biggest motherfucker out there. Crazy. But yeah, so I branched off, did stuff like that. I went skydiving for the first time, like, probably almost 10 years ago at this point. But I invited them. It was all too scary to go. I went anyway. Solo dolo. One of the best experiences of my life. Fun as hell. I'd definitely do it again. Actually, if I can find that video, I'll post it so y'all can see me wilding in the air. I will say it's somewhat disappointing because that fall is only like 30 seconds long. And you back on the, well, not back on the ground, but that parachute come out, it's gonna jerk hard as hell on your nuts. And then you just hanging there with some dude strapped to your back for like 5 minutes. But other than that, good experience. It was fun. So what else? As far as sacrificing, and I talked about this before, but family, might have to sacrifice them. Like, I know I ain't talked to nobody in my family besides my pops before he died in like 20 years. Like, I ain't seen my family since high school. I had to break away from them, do my own thing. What else? Kids. As much as y'all love y'all kids, hey, for some of y'all, your kids holding you back. And obviously, once they already exist, ain't nothing you can do about it. But the only thing you can do really is don't have more. If you can barely raise the one you got. Like, if you struggling right now with one kid, get that second kid out of your head. I don't care if you want a big family one day. It don't matter. Like, you need to be able to afford the things you want in life. Like, I want a truck, brand new, fresh off the lot. I got good ass credit. I can go get one today and make the payments too. But I want it cash. Because to me, if it ain't paid off, it don't count. And that's how I look at things. Down payment and you making the mortgage payments. But that's another thing I sacrificed. Like, I kind of got the thought of buying a house out of my head. Like, I never really cared about owning one in the first place. But I got rid of the thought of owning a house for me. I'll still probably buy some properties in the near future. More than likely by the end of the year, I'm gonna buy something. But that's more for an investment. It ain't for me to live in. Or if I get guapped up like I think I am, I might even go just straight commercial from the jump. Make some real money. You hear me? Right off all them taxes too. And then let's see, what else as far as sacrificing? Honestly, the one thing that I haven't truly sacrificed yet is food, specifically fast food. Now granted, I'm living in my fucking car, so it's not like I can cook every day. But I definitely can eat way healthier than I do right now. Like, already, right now, I had Taco Bell earlier, which I don't know what it is about these kids today in fast food. I don't know how their brains work, but if I order something that normally has sauce on it, or you put sauce with it, I'm gonna need you to put some fucking sauce in the bag. It's a segue, but last couple days, no sauce. Went to Mickey D's, ordered some chicken nuggets, no sauce. Went to Popeyes, had some chicken strips, no sauce. Today, Taco Bell, Crunchwrap Supreme, no sauce. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? Like, is the recession right now? Like, I get it's coming, but like, did it come today? Like, are they running low on sauce? Or like, do y'all just not comprehend when two things go together? Same thing with straws and cups. Like, motherfuckers keep handing me a cup with no straw. And I don't understand the thought process behind that. Like, I get turning your brain off and just being on autopilot, but that should be programmed into your autopilot. Like, put things together that go together. Napkins, throw that shit in the bag. Like, act like you about to eat this shit. Because I know damn well ain't nobody just ordering a bunch of shit with no sauce, no straws, and no napkins. Like, you're not doing it. Nobody's doing it on purpose. Anyway, back to sacrificing. I definitely need to give up food. Now, I have fasted a bunch of times for like weeks at a time. I think my longest fast was 48 days, almost 50 days. So about, what's that, 6 month and a half, fuck. I can't think right now, I just got off. But yeah, so I've done that. Like, I can go without food for however the fuck long. It's just, once I start again, I'll be cool for a minute. But once my schedule get fucked up, I ain't got time to cook. Like, I don't feel like looking for some healthy shit. I just grab whatever I see when I'm driving down the road. So that's one of them things I gotta ease up on, sacrifice that and my lazy. I want to call it laziness just because I've been skipping the gym, but my back is still fucked up from the accident, so I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway. I could probably stretch and do some physical therapy work if I really wanted to, but I don't want to. So that laziness, I definitely got to get that shit up. Same with procrastination. I'm doing a lot better with procrastination now, as y'all can see me filming every day, because this was one of the things I kept telling myself I was going to do eventually. So eventually is here. But yeah, sacrifice. figure out what part or what parts of your life are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want. Now, you don't gotta sacrifice everything all at once at the same time, but at least know what your limits are. Like, know where that line is that you want to cross. You know what I'm saying? Like, I rap, I do music. Somebody asked me yesterday, like, if I got invited to a Diddy party, like back in the days, would I go? Hell yeah, I would have fucking went. Like, everybody was going. Dude did have good ass parties, apparently, from what I've heard. You just don't stay super late. Like, don't stay until the end of the party. Like, I'm start leaving when, like, all the normal motherfuckers start leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm in this party, shit jumping, all right, I'm having a good time. I'm looking for all the normal motherfuckers to see what they doing. So, like, if I see, like, shit, like Ice Cube some shit, let's say he there at the party. I don't think he would go to a Diddy party, but let's say he there. I trust his judgment enough to be like, all right, he easing towards that door. Let me go ahead and get up out of here too. But then you got motherfuckers like Dennis Rodman. I know he's staying to the end of the party. I ain't trying to be there with Rodman. Not at all. I'm shaking. So would I have gone? Yes. But that red line for me is midnight at that Diddy party. Like, I'm not staying past that. Like, I'm getting shaking. I ain't giving them no butthole just for some bread. You know what I mean? Like, I can make bread on my own. I can get fame on my own too. It's just gonna take a little longer if I'm doing it by myself. But know what you're willing to sacrifice. Because working with dudes, we always have these these rhetorical questions that we ask each other. Like, I know y'all seen that whole, like, how many back shots would you take if you were there, somebody's paying you like $1 million a back shot or some shit like that. And motherfuckers, you know, get silly with it. Just be like, oh yeah, infinite amount. I'm gonna break the bank. He said, how many? So I'm better off counting how many I'm not taking. Like, shit like that. But realistically, when people say, like, I would do anything for $1 billion. Okay. Probably, but I don't think you fathom how much money that actually is. So I can always whittle that shit down from anything. Like, let's say, we talk about this all the time at work. Somebody asks a coworker, like, hey, would you suck a dick for $1 million? And the motherfucker be like, nah, that ain't enough. I'll be like, okay, what's your number? And they'll say something crazy like $100 million. I'm like, okay, I believe it's way lower than that, because $100 million is a ridiculous amount of money. So I can just whittle it down from there. So I'm like, okay, if somebody offered you $90 million instead of 100, you telling me you can walk away from that? And they'd be like, well, nah, that's close enough to 100 mil. Like, I'll take that. I'm like, okay. I was like, what if it was $50 million? Half of what you originally said you would take. Say, do you think it'd be easy for you to walk away from $50 million? They'd be like, nah, I couldn't do it. I'm definitely getting that 50 mil. I'm like, all right, we're getting somewhere. Let's cut it in half again. $25 million. Just do some gay shit you don't want to do. You taking it or you not taking it? Pun intended. It ain't gonna be like, yeah, that's life-changing money. I can pass that on to my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids. I'm like, yeah, you good. So you taking 25? Yeah, I'll take 25. I'm like, all right. Now you really said 100. I got you down to 25. He said, how much lower are you willing to go? And then they actually think about it. They're like, okay, 10 million. 10 million realistically, that's as low as I'd go. I'm like, okay. So for 9 million, you walking away. Like, you just go back to regular life, you work every day, and then you die. Like, you cool with leaving $9 million on the table. Same thing happened again. They were like, well, shit. Yeah, I'm taking $9 million. All right. And then it just whittles down all the way back down to $1 million, which is what I asked the first time. I was like, okay, so $1 million, would you do it? He said, all right, probably, but no lower than that. And like, yeah, I could go, but all right, so for $950,000, he's like, you just gonna walk away from that 50 grand missing? But my point is, know what your limit is as far as sacrifice, and know where your lines are, the lines you won't cross. Because it's easy to say what lines you won't cross until they actually present it to you in real life. Because it's a bunch of people out here saying money ain't everything, but you ain't never been offered a ridiculous amount of money all at once to do something that you don't want to do. So yeah, that might be one of those sacrifices you had to make in the future. So it's just something to think about. But I'm gonna go get something to eat. More than likely gonna be some Mickey D's. Shoot me. But yeah, I'm gonna talk to y'all later.